Awesome. We're recording.
Okay, so we just had our Super Saturday, and it was an awesome Super Saturday. I'm sure that most of you probably made it to one, and if you didn't, then you need to definitely check in with your personally sponsored coach, because we got lots of good information, and we've learned some things that I know that Annie's going to go over in the call that is new to how we do our things for coaching. There's no longer just 3 vitals. There's 4 vitals. So you definitely want to pay attention to this call, but also check in with your upline if you weren't able to make it to a Super Saturday. We also just started a new month. So that means a fresh start. That means that if you didn't hit Success Club last month, it's okay, because it's a new month. So we start today as a brand new day, and everybody's on the same playing field. So that means that we all start fresh. There's nobody above anybody else. So just, share your story, share what you're doing, constantly just share and invite, because the more you do, the more you will end up, with your Success Club points, your goals, what you want. So today is a brand new day. So let's kill it. And I want to introduce you all to my friend Annie. So she's going to be doing our call today. She's a 1-star diamond, and she's my friend that I met through Super Saturday up in Grand Rapids, and she's a fellow local West Michigan coach. So please give your attention to her, and there you go, Annie.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Kristen. I'm very excited, and honored to be asked to speak on your team call tonight. I'm going to go ahead and bring up some slides that I have for you guys, and also just tell you a little bit more about my story and where I come from. If you ever see my slides disappear, just let me know. But like Kristen said, I am a 1-star diamond Beachbody coach. I am a Success Club 5 legend and a Success Club 10 all-star. I'm married with 2 pups that are babies. They keep us busy. They wake us up at 5 a.m. every morning for breakfast. So they're like newborns for the last 4 years now. Most people refer to me as like a fashionista. I'm very much into fashion. I don't think that I'm a professional by any means, but people are always like asking for tips and things. Love to travel, and I love to spend time with my family. So my background with Beachbody is I started as a discount coach about 4 years ago. I had just gotten out of college. I found my dream job in a way. I was working in a dental office. I went to school to be a dental hygienist. And I had long mornings, and I was never a breakfast person. And some of you can probably relate to that. So I skipped breakfast, and I went to work at 7 a.m. and my lunch break wasn't until 1, sometimes 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So those are really long mornings working with patients where you barely even got a chance to go to the bathroom, let alone get something to eat in between patients. So I was really lightheaded. I was dizzy. I was shaking. I needed something in the morning, but breakfast is not my thing. And that's when one of my coworkers, who is my upline coach, was like, you need to try Shakeology. And I was like, okay, well, I'll try it. And it sat on my counter for like 6 months. And my husband, who was then at the time my boyfriend, he went to the gym a lot. We both went and worked out. We were both very much into our health and fitness. But really, I didn't know what I was doing with fitness and my nutrition. I was gaining weight because I was happy in this new relationship as well, but I was happy, and that wasn't really so much what bothered me. But I finally one day was like, I need you to like blend the shake up. I didn't even know how to make a shake because I was not a shake person, had never tried them before, was a really picky eater at the time. And he made it, and I was like, that's pretty good. And with all the vitamins in it, I knew that I needed that as well because I never took a multivitamin, and I was in my 20s. So I went to work, and I said, okay, what is the best deal I can get? I was already doing Insanity with a different coworker after work in the basement. So I signed up as a coach, and back then you had to pay the $40 sign-up fee. It was not waived at all. So I paid $40, plus I got the Insanity Challenge Pack, and became a discount coach because I was living paycheck to paycheck. I signed up and I put it on my credit card because it was that important to me. So I just found a way. I mean, it wasn't the smartest way, but I found a way, and that's what I did. And for the next year and a half or so, I continued following programs. I started to have some health concerns that kept flaring up that the doctors couldn't figure out what was going on. I had really bad stomach pains that shot into my back, and they did ultrasounds, CAT scans, blood work, put me on antibiotics, told me to take Miralax every day. And I was like, hold up, like that's not going to fix this problem long term. Like, what's going on? And that's when I decided to invest in the Ultimate Reset. And I'm actually on my 5th round of the Ultimate Reset right now. I'm finishing week 2 right now. And it's not a program that is for everyone, but I always say if I can do it, anyone can do it, because again, I'm a really picky eater and the whole program is all about nutrition. But that also sat on in my closet for 3 months before I actually was like, I need to do this. We had just gotten engaged. I saw our engagement photos and I was like disgusted with how far I let myself go being happy. So I did the Ultimate Reset and I was amazed by how I felt. I figured out what the stomach issues were. I lost 12 pounds in the 21 days and I was like, I need to pay this forward. So I decided, hey, why don't I start sharing this more with my family and friends, make a little bit of money to help cover my cost of Shakeology since it was going on my credit card every month and I was getting married. I needed to be a little bit more responsible about things. So my first month as a coach, I made about $95. I had a couple of little sales go through, which was awesome. I was super excited about. And then that following February, I joined a Team Cup just to meet other people. I was new to the Grand Rapids area. And that's when I met my success partner, Sean. And we kind of teamed up on the Team Cup as well and met each other in person and started taking our business off together. And that's when I started hitting Success Club 5. I really saw the potential in this business and I became more of a serious hobby coach, but I was also planning our wedding at the same time. After our wedding about a year ago, it was about actually a year and a half ago, I decided to go all in and I made the decision that I was going to leave my job as a dental hygienist because it just wasn't agreeing and being a full part of my dreams anymore. And I was becoming more passionate about coaching and helping people in this way. And my husband and I have completely different schedules. He works retail hours. I worked a 7 to 5. I was thinking about our future when we have kids someday and was like, we will never be able to be a family together. We're going to be passing each other all the time. And with dental hygiene, you can't just leave your patients in the middle of the day to go pick up a sick kid from school. So I wanted to make a future for us. So that's kind of where this all started. And some of the stuff that I'm going to talk to tonight is about taking your business to that next level, that turning point in your business where you say, I'm ready for this. And you have to drop the excuses. I know it's super hard and we hear about it all of the time, but that is the number one thing. We're going to talk about some of that kind of stuff tonight. We all are busy. I know that I don't have kids, but I worked 10-hour days as a dental hygienist. I went to work in the morning, worked 10 hours. I came home, worked out, made dinner. Sometimes I took a shower. Sometimes I didn't even have time for that. And I just opened my laptop and I worked from like 8 until 10 or 11 o'clock at night because that is what aligned with my goals. And I wasn't going to make any more excuses. This is what I wanted. So we're going to go from there. So I always like to start off with my team trainings with a quote. So this is just something that resonated with me because of the position that I was in and what I was stuck in. But if you don't build your dream, someone else will hire you to build theirs. This is like such a huge, strong quote, you guys. I don't know. I'm not a big book reader, so I listen to a lot of audio, but I listened to the book, GoPro when I was thinking about making the goal of leaving my job. And it talks exactly about this quote that if you are not willing to make the sacrifices and drop those excuses and make your goals and set those dates, somebody else is going to be there to have you make money for them. And that's what this world is coming to. And it's super sad. And if you're not in that position and you're in a different position, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you because I was stuck in a position where I was actually taking a pay cut every year. I was in the same position and I should have been growing. And I was working with people who had been in the same field and in the same office as me for 30 years. And I, as a 25-year-old straight out of college, was making the same amount as they were. So I did not see a potential for growth. And I never wanted to be stagnant in my positions. The only way for me to move forward was to go back to school and become a dentist and own my own business. And as funny as it sounds, I never wanted to own my own business because I didn't want to be in charge of people. But this is different, you guys. You get to help inspire and motivate people. You don't have to sit there and tell people what to do every day. You give them the tools and the resources, whether it's your coaches or your challengers or you're just posting on social media to just help and inspire people every single day. That's what we're here to do. I always tell myself, if I just have a post that inspires one person, that's my job is done. Like, that's what I'm here to do. And when you start getting those messages from people saying, I've been following you for the last year, 2 years, 3 years, and you've inspired me to get up and work out and clean up my eating, and I've lost this amount of weight and I feel healthier, and yet they've never once liked or commented on your photo, that is what is amazing. Those are the times when I just smile and I tell them, like, you just made my day. Like, that is what I'm here to do. And you might have people unfollow you. You're going to have people unfriend you. It happens to me. I go back to my business activity tracker to follow up with somebody and I'm no longer their friends. And sometimes that's because they've canceled their Facebook or they've put it on hold or whatever because there's stuff going on in their life. And I'll send them an email just saying, hey, I hope everything's okay. Notice that we're not friends anymore. And they're like, oh, no, like I canceled my account. We're totally friends. Like, okay, good. But it happens. Like, people are going to unfollow you sometimes because they don't want to see what you're doing, or maybe they're jealous, or they want to be where you're at and they're not, and they're just unfollowing you for whatever reason, but don't take it personally. So I'm going to go over 5 different topics tonight, and one of those, like Kristen was talking about, is the live events. There was a Super Saturday in January of last year that I went to that was one of those turning moments in my business. There's those aha moments that we hear about sometimes, and that was what happened for me. I went to the Super Saturday. I've never missed one since deciding to even become a hobby coach. I've gone to every Super Saturday from Grand Rapids to Ohio to see Janelle. And there was a moment where they were talking about, I believe it was Anita Myron, was talking about if you really want to move your business forward, you have to look at what you are doing now and in the past and where you want your business to go. And I was hitting Success Club 5 every month. Great. That's awesome. That's a great goal. But if I wanted to leave my job in the next 6 to 12 months, I needed to double what I was doing. So I made it a goal to start hitting Success Club 10 every single month and to start signing more coaches. You have to be signing up coaches, you guys. It's so easy. In the first year and a half of my business, I signed up 5 coaches, and I think 2 of them are still on my team. They were all discount coaches for the most part, because that's what I was. So I was just telling people to sign up for the discount. But you have to be talking on social media about coaching and how it's making a difference for you, or how it makes a difference for your coach, or share my story. I don't care, but you have to be talking about it. Bonnie is a great coach to follow because she always is talking about coaching, and it's not obnoxious. It's not like bragging. It's just putting it out there so that people know that you are a coach. But there was this moment then at that Super Saturday where I was like, aha, like I need to start building my team and I need to hit Success Club 10 and more. And honestly, you guys, I hit Success Club 10 for 3 months straight, and I decided to double it. So then my non-negotiable was Success Club 20. And most months now it's Success Club 30. And that's been since before I even left my job in January of this year. So those were those turning points for me where I was like, I'm going to add more people every day. I'm going to help more people every month. And it was just a non-negotiable for me. Your team training. So getting on the team training tonight, if you're a new coach, if you're a veteran coach, if you've been a coach for a year, 6 months, whatever, this is so crucial for you. Team trainings, the national wake-up call. When I started coaching, I can honestly say I did not have amazing coaches like you guys have helping you and hosting these team trainings and having other coaches come on and do team trainings. I went back to the national wake-up calls on my podcast, and I listened to them on my drive to work, 15 minutes, on my drive home from work, 15 minutes. Sometimes I go for a walk on my lunch break and listen to another podcast. I learned most of what I have done with coaching from the national wake-up calls. So there's no excuses. You have that information there for you. Go back and listen to those. Another amazing event to get to is summits. I can tell you, the year that we were planning our wedding, when I was a hobby coach, I did not go to summit. I was offered, my coach was actually even going to pay for my ticket to get there. I just had to pay for my flight. And I had to turn it down because we were planning our wedding. And like I said, I was already living paycheck to paycheck, and I just couldn't imagine going to Summit a couple months before we were getting married. Plus we had our honeymoon coming up, and I didn't go. And the whole time that I saw all these other coaches at Summit posting pictures and having fun and doing the live workouts, I was like stalking them. Like I couldn't even get off my Facebook. And after going this last year to Summit, it was a game changer. It was super eye-opening. It was amazing. It really created momentum in my business. I was actually going back and updating. I'm not good with numbers. So I'm trying to track my numbers better. But July of this last year was really one of those moments where my momentum picked up in my business. And that was even just from people seeing you at these events and that you're taking your business seriously. If you want this to be your business, if part-time, full-time, you have to get to these events. It's a non-negotiable. And I know that when I was a newer coach and I heard these things, I was like, yeah. But being one of those people now, it is so important. Even hosting your own sneak peeks. I hear a lot of coaches, especially who are struggling with adding coaches to their teams, they aren't hosting their own sneak peeks. So if you're not comfortable with even hosting your own, ask if your upline sponsor to maybe even do one with you, or have a success partner do one with you, or post on your team page, like who would like to do a sneak peek with me, whether it is a webinar. We've had great success. We just did last month for the first time a happy hour. I believe you guys, I think I've seen you guys post about that before for your team. Kristen shaking her head. So there's so many opportunities out there. You just have to put yourself out there. And it's scary, I know, but you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable and stepping outside of that box. Once you do that a few times, it will get more comfortable. My coaches even asked me, this is my second training that I've guest spoken on, and they asked me, are you nervous? And I'm like, no, because this is what I'm passionate about. Like, I want this opportunity for whoever wants it to stay home and to create an income where they can leave their job or pay off debt or vacation more, supply more for their family, and help their husband retire from their jobs or whatever it may be, because I know the type of stress it has taken off of me. My husband even said after I left my job that I'm back to the normal Annie, because I was not myself anymore, because I was so unhappy with my position in my job. So enough of that. So you have to have these big, scary goals. So let's talk about this, right? So Annie's this 1-star diamond coach. She's a Success Club legend, Success Club 10 all-star. She's accomplished so much, right? Well, guess what, you guys? I have failed a lot. So if you're scared to fail, you have to drop it. You have to drop that excuse and move on. These are some of the goals that I had for myself, and my goal for this year, 2016. But in 2014, my goal was to be diamond. And it did not happen until the beginning of 2015. Then in 2015, I wanted to leave my job by July and be a 2-star diamond coach. And I left my job in January of 2016. So I missed that goal as well. But I still had these big, scary goals. And I did not hit 2-star, obviously, because I'm 1-star now. But I had these big, scary goals that I always set for myself. And I always set a goal date. And when I don't hit it by that goal date, I reevaluate what I'm doing, do my personal development. It's what I always tell my team when they're struggling is personal development. I spend probably at least an hour or two a day on it now because I do have more time. But even when I was working, it was at least 30 minutes a day. And I then moved that goal date out. So when I didn't hit it in July of 2015, I moved it to the end of the year. So those are some of those things. So even for this year being a 5-star by Summit, that's super scary. I know my team can do it and we have the people there to do it, but it still takes leadership from myself. And last year we actually ended at the end of the year number 236 in the company. And because we were not, thanks Kristen, because we were not 2-star or 5-star, we did not end up premier orally. And a lot of people ask me that question. It's kind of funny, but rank isn't everything, because what that then says is my team, the new coaches coming on board, are doing awesome because we are still able to end up high in the company. So even though you set these big, scary goals and you might not always reach them, doesn't mean that you're not moving your business forward. I always say, be here in a year so you can see the progress that you're actually making. Don't give up after a month or 2 or 3 when things get hard. Be here in a year. So we're going to talk about those then, the 4 vitals, like Kristen said, and then repeating those. This is really what it came down to when I started moving my business forward, hitting Success Club 5, and then deciding to quit my job and, going for 10 and 20 and 30 every month is you have to be a product of the product. It is so crucial. I know for myself, it was so easy when I was pushing so hard to leave my job to come home and right away open my computer and not do my own workouts and not take care of myself. And then all of a sudden I would notice that it was harder to post because you didn't have that motivation and that inspiration or your sweaty selfies or your workout videos to post about. And so people weren't seeing you working out and people weren't seeing your healthy meals. And I wasn't posting as much in my own challenge groups because you have to stay in that first phase and stay a challenger in your own challenge group. So when you start to fade away from being a product of a product, you can still drink Shakeology every single day, but if you aren't working out and following a program, it's harder for people to see the success and to be motivated and inspired. So always staying in that phase 1 and being a product of the product. Do the 21-day fix. It's super short and sweet. Do the 3-day refresh. You don't have to do a 60 or 90-day program. You can do something to get that before and after and document it along the way and share that with people on social media. But if you're not sharing and you're not messaging people about it and inviting people to then your challenge groups, it's going to be very hard to be hitting Success Club and rank advancing. Make sure then, like I said, inviting. So inviting it to me, I take it in several different ways and I write it on my to-do list every single day. And inviting to me is inviting 3 to 5 new friends. Now it's 5 to 10 every single day. When I wanted to leave my job, like I said, I doubled everything. But when I was in the beginning, it was 3 to 5 new friends every single day. Then it is making sure that you invite people to your challenge group. So messaging 2 to 5 people and inviting them to your challenge group. And then another 2 people to the coaching opportunity and asking them, hey, have you ever thought about doing what I'm doing? And then give them a compliment and say, you're doing awesome in the challenge group. I know you would be great. Or you're already a leader and you're already coaching and leading from the front. I have these conversations every single day, even when I was on the Success Club trip. When I was in the middle of the ocean on a boat, I logged in for 30 minutes every day and did my vital behaviors. It was non-negotiable for me because this is what I love to do. It's not work. It's not work to send somebody a message to me. It's fun and it's exciting, and it's exciting to get those messages back. So those are the invites that I do every single day. As well as we talked about already a little bit, personal development. If you are not somebody who likes to read, there's podcasts, there's Audible, there's YouTube. You should see the amount of coaches that I follow on YouTube. When I need some type of training on something to help lead my team or for confidence for myself, I go straight to YouTube or I go straight to Shalane Johnson on my podcast. My team is like Annie and her Shalane Johnson. Like that's who I'm always talking about because the personal development is something that I honestly did not do in the first 6 months of coaching, actively coaching as a hobby coach, because number 1, it was a hobby to me. And number 2, I didn't like to read. It puts me to sleep. So I just poo-pooed it. But it was one of those things then that when I decided like I want to take this a little bit further, what am I not doing? It was personal development. And you can ask anyone on my team when they are struggling with something, I say, have you been doing personal development? Have you looked up personal development for that? Like it's always my go-to. And then the 4th vital behavior, the new one that they talked about at Super Saturday and on the Success Club trip on the cruise was recognition. So recognizing your coaches. There were so many great takeaways, and we already do a lot of this on our team page, but shouting out your coaches when they have their first sale, whether it's a program or a challenge pack, recognizing your coaches for hitting Success Club by the 5th of the month, recognizing your coaches who hit 10 and higher, even shouting them out on their Facebook. I love to go to my coaches' personal pages and give them a little shout out and give them some love saying, you are doing awesome. You have an amazing team. You know, you've had a great journey with your weight loss. So it doesn't only have to be coaching. It can be their health and fitness or that they've signed up their first coach. Obviously, we already do rank advancements, but those other things in between are huge to you guys. It's not only about rank. It's not only about Success Club. It's about the people. We are a relationship business. This is not about sales. This is not about rank. I look at it as people. And when you start looking at it as people and not numbers, it will also start to change. And that's where, to me, like, Success Club 30 sounded so crazy to me when I first started thinking about it, and I heard like other coaches doing it, and I was like, well, if they can do it, why can't I? And I just started looking at it instead of 30 points. That's so overwhelming. I just started looking at it by the people and how many people did I have to sign up per week? And how many coaches was I going to sign up? And that also contributed to those 30 points or those 20 points or those 10 points, wherever you're at in the business. But that is really important recognition. No matter how big or small you think it is important to recognize everyone, your challengers, your coaches, your teammates, everyone. This has been huge on our team page already. Invest in you and your business. This can be very hard, and this is where Annie gets her tough love. I'm not very tough, but you have to make sacrifices if you really want to move your business forward. Sacrifices for me were things like TV at night or the DVR shows like Grey's Anatomy. Like I actually today I sat down and watched some recorded Grey's Anatomy. I haven't watched that in 2 years because coaching was what was my priority. And my husband was at work today, so I could do it. He didn't have the clicker. But I made those sacrifices. I didn't stay up watching TV with my husband. I said no to going out on a Thursday night for drinks with my coworkers because I had to get home and work on my business so that someday I could have more freedom to just go and spend a day with my husband when I want to. He's off work typically Thursdays and Fridays. That's not your typical weekend. So we can have our own weekend, and I can work on Sundays when he's at work, and I can work on Mondays when he's at work, but I can work my own hours. So making those sacrifices, your personal development, investing in Audible to me was like a no-brainer. It's like $14 a month. And I know that that's a sacrifice even for some people. $14 a month is a lot, but you get a free book every month, a credit towards a new book. So I'm listening constantly to audio when I'm in my car, when I'm going for my walks with my dogs, when I'm making dinner at night, when I'm taking my shower and getting ready in the morning. That audio is always going, and it's crucial for your business. At Super Saturday, if you haven't seen the video yet, they even talked about like what is the most important thing that really drives your business forward. And they had like 6 different coaches that were speaking on these different topics. And every single one of them said personal development, personal development, personal development. And I like turned to my coach next to me. I was like, see, it's not just me that always says this, because I always say it and I feel like a dead horse for saying it over and over again, but it's so important. So to invest in books, invest in audio, invest in your technology. This was something that I heard Shalene say on one of her podcasts, and I was like, okay, so I need to invest in my technology. My computer was super slow at the time, and I was like, I talked to my husband. I was like, how can we make this work? How can we get me a new laptop? So we saved for it, and we got a new laptop. And I can tell you, by investing in a new laptop and investing in a new cell phone, I saved myself time, number one, and time is worth money in my opinion, because you guys are all busy. We all know that. Time is always of the essence. So by having more time, by having better technology, and by being able to then create better video when before I upgraded my phone was horrible. My pictures were blurry. It shows up in my time hop every day, and I'm like, oh gosh, that's horrible. But I invested. And then for my birthday, I asked my husband for an upgrade for my cell phone. And those are big investments, I know, but they are so important. And when you invest in your business, you're going to work harder and smarter too. The other thing that I invest in, and I've invested in since I was about 6 months into the business, even when I was kind of a hobby coach, I knew that I needed to always be adding to my network. But because I was working 10-hour days and planning our wedding, and I was the maid of honor in my best friend's wedding, and I had life on top of that, I went straight to ads and boosts because it was an easy way, I guess you can say, to find new people every single week and every single day and every single month, that I knew I would then always be able to help people. And from these ads, and I actually boost mine, I don't do the ads, I boost my posts, but I have found some of my top coaches. They're on the call with you guys tonight. I have made some of my best friends. They don't always pay for themselves in the beginning, but in the long run, those are the people that say, I've been following you for 2 years, and yet they've never liked anything. And you're like, oh, wow, great, thanks. And so they were never somebody I even knew, but they found me through my Facebook page. So ads are so important. If you're having a hard time, you don't have to invest a lot. That's usually the question that I get with ads and boosting is, how much do you have to spend? I started off in the beginning $1 a day, you guys. So it's not like you're getting like 100 likes from that $1 a day or 100 comments, but it was something. And I could always find some new people to add to my network because of that. Helped to grow my number on my like page. And then the thing that I researched, because I didn't know with ads, is you should be investing about 8 to 10% of your income back into your business. So that's where I then looked at, you have your prizes for your coaches and your challengers. You have, your Shakeology and things, which to me, that's not even part of my business in a way, because I was doing it beforehand. But my ads are part of that 10%. So as you increase your income, you can invest more and find more people to work with. So that's really important for building your business and taking it to that next level. And be you, I know for me in the beginning, it was so hard. Like I was watching all these other coaches, and still even today, I have a hard time sometimes where it's like, oh, so-and-so is doing this, I need to do that. And so-and-so is doing this, I need to do that. And, oh, I like their wording. But here's the thing. People can see through that. I know it sounds ridiculous, but they can. When I started being me, my business took off. People started noticing, hey, where'd Annie come from? Like, I wasn't being somebody else. I was just being me. I was posting more about, my clothes and my fashion, because I do like to shop, and I do like to go and get my hair done, and I do like to play with makeup. I've been doing all that. My mom was talking about it on our cruise since I was like 4 years old, you guys. Like, that's just been me since I was little, and it's ridiculous. So when people ask me to like help them with makeup, I'm like, I don't know how to help somebody else. Like, this has been going on since I was 4. But you just have to be you. And I'm going to give you some action steps at the end of the call tonight to help you with some of this. Oh, I actually put it right there. I have a concussion that I sometimes struggle with. I forget things. So this is what I want you to do tonight. Write out 5 to 10 things, if you haven't already, I don't know if you guys have done this before, that represent who you are. And that's kind of in the beginning of the call tonight, where I went through some of those things that represent who I am. I'm a wife. I'm a fur mom. I'm into fashion. I love to travel. All of those things. I'm not a cook, so people go crazy when I do post about recipes or my food, because my husband's the cook in our house, so it's really hard for me to post about that kind of stuff. So you don't see a lot of that from me. But you know what? That's okay, because that's not who I am. They can get that kind of information from one of you guys. But when you start doing that, it's going to help your business, and you're not going to be stressing about your posts as much when you just start being you and sharing what's going on in your life. That's what people want to see. Your Facebook is basically a highlight reel of your life. So share about those things that you write down. Keep them on your phone in the notes, or keep them on a sticky note next to your laptop. Whatever it is that works for you, but write down those 5 to 10 things that represent who you are, and that's basically what you're going to be posting about. And I believe that's what I got for you guys. Yeah, definitely. So I will open it up for some questions. Take a few minutes. Oh, Courtney said, I love Audible. Yay, I love Audible too.
And we are hosting a call this week, just so you all know. So if you guys start talking about it now, because if you wait till, Thursday when we're hosting it, Dana and I know about it, but, obviously the rest of your friends don't know about it. You guys got to post it and you got to share it. You can't expect people are going to just know about this opportunity. You have to talk about it. You have to invite them, whether it's through your posts, which it should be both through your posts and through messages. But, if you're still not comfortable 100% with one or the other, it has to be one or the other if you expect to grow. So, and make sure you guys are asking questions here, because Annie is an awesome resource.
Oh, thank you. Oh, there's a lot more people on now.
I told you they would start to, trickle on.
Love it. I'm glad I didn't know that earlier. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about anything I covered tonight, or any other questions in general.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
So boosting posts, I'm assuming you're talking about your like page, right?
Yeah.
That scares the crap out of me. But I have been focusing strictly on more on my like page than my personal page to expand my network. How does that work exactly? Like, do you get to choose the amount?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yep.
I've heard horror stories where people have like done something and then the next thing you know, they ended up spending like $200. And I'm like, that would be something I would do.
Yeah. So I love to do this with my team. I'll do a screen share with you guys and show you what I do.
Oh,
this is why I love the screen shares. Don't mind my Facebook. It's a hot mess. Now that it's after 9, my notifications on my computer should stop coming through though. It goes a little bit slower because I'm on the Zoom. My internet's not usually this slow, but it doesn't when I do the screen share. But yeah, so when I first started coaching, everybody said ads. You're supposed to do an ad. You're not supposed to do a boost. But I did not have success with the ads. I had success with the boost. And it still took a long time to find my target market before I really got my ads, my boosts to take off. Probably took a good 6 months. But like I said, I wasn't investing a lot in the beginning either. So I actually did one tonight. I was telling the girls, but I was excited because it got approved. So this one I actually just boosted tonight.
Okay.
But see, I'm going to have a bunch of notifications popping up here. But say, I'm just going to click on this one. You can't do with your ads or boosts, you are not supposed to do before and after. So if I actually did this before and after get denied, they have to approve it.
Okay.
I've had ads get denied for showing too much skin in my bathing suit. You can't have too much text on the photos. It has to be less than 20% of text. But what I do is I click on boost and you can target people who like your page.
Okay.
I want to grow my network. So I actually always pick people you choose through targeting. I've done a lot of research still on all of this. I know Meg Ewaldson uses the second one, people who like their page and their friends.
Okay.
But I like to just find new people.
Mm-hmm.
So then you can, I have audiences that are saved, but you can create a new audience. And you can give it a name. I do to the US and Canada. Mine's already in there. It auto saves it for you once you've already set it up. So I do the United States and Canada. And then I mostly work with women between the ages of 25 and 45. So that's what I've targeted. I basically only work with women. When I don't really want to target guys. I already get guy friend requests like crazy, so I don't want to put myself out there more for them. I can't connect with them as much. So I target women. That's just me personally. I have some coaches that I've done both because they have worked with a lot of men. And then when you think about your interests, you only want to pick 2 or 3 interests from the research that I've done and the success that I've had with my boosts.
Okay.
With that, you want to think about what are the things that interest you. So I like Victoria's Secret, and hey, they have a sports line, Nike, women's health. You can do, like, if you're a mom, you can do like babies and tiaras or whatever it is. And I know Leslie's talked that she puts like the Real Housewives of Orange County because she's the Real Housewife on Facebook. So I basically just went to YouTube and researched the crap out of boosting and running ads. And this is what has worked for me. And then you hit save, whatever it is here. And then you scroll down some more on this little column here, and you can see that's the information that I saved. And then you can pick your budget. You can do per day, you can do 7 days, 14 days, or you can pick, like I'll usually like pick the whole month, and then you can change the budget here. So you say I did $200 for the whole month, it then tells you you're going to spend $740 per day. Then once you've done this, you would hit boost and it'll tell you that they have to approve it. Then you can go back to your home screen, go to the ads manager. Sorry, I'm giving you guys like extra little training here.
No,
it's a very common thing. And I've gone over it with some of my coaches too, and I have YouTube videos on it too. But then you can stop or start the ads here. So say that, okay, I'm getting a lot of success with this ad, or I'm not getting anything at all. You can go in and stop it. It doesn't have to go for the whole month or for the whole 7 days, the amount that you set. You can go in and stop it at any time.
Awesome.
Yes. The other thing with ads, though, if you give it 24 hours, it's typically not going to create momentum yet. It's just like with coaching. You want to give it a good 2 or 3 days to see how it's actually going to do. I find that the best day with ads and boosts are Sunday through Wednesday, because then once the weekend comes around, people aren't as motivated and inspired as much anymore. I mean, you probably find that through your posting, but that's what I find is the most success. The other thing is it will tell you the amount, I don't know if you guys can see that, the amount spent per engagement. You want that less than 10 cents. When it's less than 10 cents, that's when you know you have a decent post that you've boosted. And I usually, that's the other thing is that some coaches will do their boosts will be just like their workout videos just to get more people to their page. I only boost my call to actions. Like I have a challenge group coming up or a coaching opportunity coming up. That's just me personally, but you'll see a lot of coaches where their sponsored ads show up where it's just like their workout video or a tip of the day or a recipe, because it's kind of that jab, right hook. So, but I basically just do my call to actions.
Awesome. That's awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yep. Anyone else has any questions, you can unmute yourself. I'll stay on just for a couple more minutes. Yeah, ads and boosting take a little while to really figure out. So don't give up on yourself, and you don't have to put a lot of money into them in the beginning to start playing with it.
No, that 5 minutes made me feel 10 times more. So I'm definitely going to try it.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, even if it's $5 a week and that's, $20 a month, that's not a huge investment. And you might not see that $20 back right away, but in the long run, I do. Like Lacey is one of my Canadian coaches on the call with us tonight, and I found her through one of my ads. And I would have never had her probably if I hadn't done that. So that's just kind of where that all comes from.
Yeah, I definitely need to. That's my biggest hurdle right now, is expanding my market.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, and I have on my, when I share the training for tonight, when I upload it to YouTube with Kristen, my YouTube is open. So I have some trainings that I've done for my team on ads. And then what do I do with those people once they like my post, even if they don't comment? You can invite them to your page. You can send them a message, all of that. So I have trainings on that, just short videos on my page too.
Oh, cool. I'll check them out.
Courtney, Sarah, do you guys have any questions? I know that, especially Sarah, you being brand new, make sure you're taking advantage of this.
It's hard sometimes to come up with questions on the spot. I'm the same way.
Exactly. Well, especially when there's so many people, sometimes people get a little camera shy. So,
right.
But, and by the way, Dana's the co-runner of our team page. So.
That's what I was wondering. I've seen your pictures and stuff together.
So yes, definitely. And I'm glad she asked that, because that's exactly what Annie and I were actually talking about before everybody started hopping on. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I've done ads. Ads suck for me. But boosting is obviously an entirely different ballgame. So I'm going to probably take that up now.
And I even just watched YouTube videos on next level leadership videos, and they talked about boosting in ads and how boosts are doing better now. So I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I kind of took advantage of those boosts before everybody else knew that was where it was. Like I played with myself and knew that going into the ads manager was not the way for me, but it was just boosting it. And it's so much simpler. You'll also find that if you have a like page, it will tell you when an post is doing really good. And that's what I know, like Meg Ewaldson said on the training, that she will boost those posts. That way when she does a call to action, people see it. With a like page as well, if you guys are thinking about one, some tips that I have are I copy and paste my post from my personal page to my like page and vice versa. I recycle my posts so I'm not coming up with double the content. I don't know if you guys do that already or not, but here's my thinking on it, because some people are like, oh, well, that's lazy. I've heard somebody say that before, and I'm like, but it's not, because here's the thing. People are not all on your like page, and all the people on your like page are not on your personal page. And the way that Facebook works is I can post something on my personal page and it does amazing. And when I post it on my like page, it goes blah. And then I'll post something on my like page, it does amazing, post it on my personal page and goes blah. Like, it's so weird the way that Facebook works. And the other thing is, not everyone's seeing those posts. And if you are not running an ad or a boost on a like page, you will probably feel like you're getting a lot of crickets, because Facebook is an income, it's a business, and they want you to spend money in order for your post to show up in people's news feeds. So if I stop my ads or my boosts, my views go from like 2,000, 3,000 down to 100 to 200, because I'm not running an ad on every single post that I do. So that's kind of if you're having a struggle with your like page and feeling like you're not reaching a lot of people, it could just be that you just need to put a couple bucks out there a day. So it's a struggle.
No other questions though, guys? Definitely take advantage of that, because we don't want to, obviously have crickets, but we definitely want to take advantage of the situation, because Annie is proven that she is a wealth of knowledge. So
I'm just an amateur.
Dana stole my question, so.
The ads.
Yeah, oh yeah, I've only done a handful and not lately, so I'm gonna try again.
And right now,
snoring.
Yeah, right now is the time of year to be putting out there, because everybody's thinking about summer. After this next week, when everybody gets back from spring break and they're like, oh, I felt crappy in my bathing suit, I want summer to be better. Like, this is the time of year to be putting out there that you have groups coming up, and the 21-day fix is amazing, and all of that. So this is a time of year where you can really take off and create some amazing momentum with your business.
Well, and I know that a lot of people probably on here, and maybe even your coaches, have asked me, what do you post what do you message people when you are basically cold friending people and building your market? What do you say to them, to build your relationship, and, how do you start the ball rolling with those people?
Right. That is a common question. Number one, be yourself again. This is basically what I say. Most of my people that I'm adding, like I said, are from my like page, from whether they like my page or they like my post or they comment on the post. But I send them a message every single time and I say, hey girl, or hey Kristen, thank you for liking my post on my like page. Are you into health and fitness too? Are you working currently on any goals? And I'm like a heart smiley face type of person. So I say Annie, hearts, or XOXO. Like, that's just me, my bubbly self, and that's how I post. But that might not be you. But that's basically what I say is like, are you into health and fitness too? And they'll message back and say yes, or I'm trying to be, but I'm struggling. Or, I've tried to message people like, oh, is that your kid in your profile picture? And they're like, you're a creeper. Like, I had somebody message me that because I don't have kids. So they were like thinking I'm like this creeper. And I'm like, I just looked at your profile picture, because that's what some coaches will say to do is like, look at their profile. The other thing that going along with that I love with ads and everything too is I get to pick who I'm working with. So I scan their Facebook, and if I see them as somebody that I like what they're posting, or they look bubbly, or they're like my age or whatever, they have dogs, I'll send them a friend request too. And that's how I send my friend requests is I basically interview them without an interview and go, ooh, I like them. I want them to be my best friend. I want them to be my best friend. And that's how I have built my network and have these amazing women on my team like you guys have, who I get to work with. And we get on the phone, like with their getting started rate calls, and we like feel like we've been best friends and known each other our whole lives. And we find out that like I've recently gone through this whole influx of new coaches on my team who live in California and Hawaii and all of these other states, but they're originally tied and connected to Michigan. How weird is that? But that's just the way that it all works. Like, you really do attract like-minded people and people who are like you. So yeah, that's what I say. I say like a hey girl or hey Kristen. So it doesn't look, I like to say their name in the first message, because then it doesn't look like an auto response. And then I will follow up with them. I'll send them another message 2 days later if they haven't messaged me back. So then I go back and follow up with people 2 days later and I say, hey, I'm not sure if you got my message. I'll usually then even ask a question like, do you have anything fun going on this weekend, or any summer plans, trips, kind of a thing. Like, find out if they have any vacations coming up, because then maybe they want to work on, fitness and things for that. So I always follow up with them after 2 days. And then in a week, I follow up again and ask, hey girl, are you getting my messages? And then they usually respond. I do 3 and they're done. Like, 1 strike, 3, they're out. Like, I'm not following up with them anymore. They can contact me. That's just me personally. I don't know. But I asked them that question. They usually respond back, yeah, I'm sorry. My kid was playing my phone and I never got your previous messages. Like, literally, that's the response I get. And if they don't want to message me back, they don't have to. Or, I've heard some coaches say things like, I've seen that you saw my message. I don't do that. I don't know. It's just not me. But again, everybody's different. You want to do what's you in a genuine way.
I agree. And especially with like saying you saw it, because that puts somebody on the defense automatically.
Right. I've even said, like, I'm not sure if you're getting my messages. Facebook Messenger can be really tricky. And I mean, I personally have had times where I go to follow up with somebody and they have messaged me back, but for whatever reason, it never showed up in my inbox. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's been a week since you messaged me and I never saw your message. Like, it just happens. And that's why I always follow up 3 times, or 2 times really, 3 messages. But that's how I do it. And I've had good response from it. But it's being genuine in those messages.
I agree. I do it. It's very similar. And I think using names definitely helps, because they don't see you as a generic post. They see you as, and make sure that you're spell checking people. Like, don't send out things with like all these typos, because like Bridget sent me something that somebody from It Works sent her today. And I was like, sorry for my screaming child in the background.
No, you're fine.
But I would never even, like, if somebody sent me something that was chock full of typos, I'm sorry. I'll say, well, thanks. Have a great day. And that's it. Like, I mean, I won't be rude, but I definitely will not be buying anything from somebody who's not even taking the time to really put forth effort.
Right. So. Do you have a team script at all that you use for messaging with?
Yes, we actually, do you guys have one too as well? Or?
Yeah, I can share it with you, but it has some of those opening questions and things that I've used with people on there, and then kind of goes through everything. So I'll send that to you and you can share. I have it in my Google Drive. But yeah, definitely. I always use their name, especially the first conversation, and the rest of the sentence, like the rest of my opening thing, I just copy and paste and go through and add all of my friends at once that I want to add. That way you're not retyping everything out. I do check that off the box, like, and you can always add things to it or take things out depending on who the message is going to. But I copy and paste like a crazy person all day long. I use my script a lot and edit it. That way I'm not retyping everything out. So if you guys feel like you're spending a lot of time on your computers and on Facebook, using creating your own script, whatever it may be, editing your team script to be you is huge.
And we'll share you ours as well. So
okay.
Because obviously what works for one person doesn't always work for the next, as we know. And so therefore, maybe some people on your team might connect some of ours as well. So
perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So any other questions? Even people from your team, if anybody has any questions. I mean, you guys know Annie's awesome, so ask away.
Lacey is usually my questioner, and she's in Canada, and they're having a huge wind storm right now. So she said she's probably going to lose power, and it looks like she's frozen. So she's always getting just like that. Horrible. There you are. I thought you were frozen. Oh, cuties. Sorry. But yeah. I don't remember. I was going to say something and I can't remember. That's how my brain works right now.
I think Tara has a question because she unmuted herself.
Yeah.
I didn't. I was going to say that just because I've seen her this weekend and I've been sending lots of things on Facebook, I don't have any questions for once for a few minutes. That's it.
Thanks, Tara.
And her scripts are awesome. I copy and paste them all the time. So they do work sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, that doesn't sound like me at all. So
then you edit it and save it and keep it on file.
I do.
Even
they all work.
Yeah. And even as things change, like for me, before working full time in coaching to now coaching, like I changed things up from what I say. And like it used to be 2 years of drinking Shakeology. I've been drinking Shakeology for 4 years now. So things like that, you always have to be kind of editing and updating, but to have the general message there for you, so you're not retyping out what a challenge group is or retyping out about Shakeology or the program or whatever. That helps save you time. It's a lot of work in the beginning, but it saves you time in the long run.
Well, and that could even be said to, like, a lot of our coaches, what we do is like, yes, share your story little bits throughout, obviously here and there, but use your certain pictures to your advantage, like your cover photo and your profile photo. You can add in a description, but make sure you're updating. Like mine right now is like 1.5 years. It's getting close to the 2-year mark, so I need to make sure, that once I hit 2 years as a coach, it says that, because, if you're saying one thing in your posts and you're not updating that kind of stuff, people start to notice. So, but yeah, if you guys aren't doing that on Annie's team, make sure you're doing that, because and do like an application, like either it's through Google, apps or Woofu. Make sure you're putting like an actual application so that people who maybe aren't as, bold to message you might click on that and fill something out and kind of like ask, because they can see basically what we're asking of them just through the questioning. So they'll find out if this is that for them or not. So, make sure that you're covering all of your bases for those that are shy and for those that are bold. So,
What's really bad is I've set up Woofu and I've never used it. I just have them email or comment.
I don't even like Woofu. Dana actually turned me on to the Google apps, and I like that one better because you can personalize it. You can actually put pictures on it.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, because I use Google for everything else.
And Woofu limits you on how many questions, but Google doesn't.
Yeah, check. Mine's on my my personal or my cover photo. So if you wanted to check out what mine looks like, so
cool.
Well, I think that this has been a very good and awesome call. We don't want to take up any more of your time, but thank you so very much, Annie.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you very much. It was a great call.
Oh, thank you. I love doing this kind of stuff. So thank you for asking and for taking time out of your nights to get on too. That means a lot. So I will upload this for you guys and share it with Kristen so she can share the recording. If you want to go back and see any of the information again, you can. It's always good to go back and re-listen to your personal development and take new notes. And you always catch something that you didn't catch before when you re-listen.
I agree.
So, all right. Thanks, guys.